So there's been some great quality shearing go through in the semi-finals just before us. Even into the evergreens, they were still blasting them out nice and clean and fast. So the future for those young shearers looks good. We've had great entries throughout those younger grades, which has been a little bit of a bit of a hamstring on the shearing industry of late. But those numbers in the lower grades this year were absolutely fantastic. Into the pen they go. Justin Bell from Dannyvirk. First to get his second sheep on the board, but there's not much of to cover them. Shane Ireland from Martinborough. Out with another one. Likewise, Lee Harris. Tama Near and Corin Kidd. And up the front, Richie Dean last to get number 2. We have top 30 to go through into this evening, Norm. But today, this is the class for shearers that are shearing over 405 sheep in an 8-hour day. And they'll be shearing 6 of these big woolies.
6 of them indeed, John. Can we please have Tyson Hemmer, Stacey DeHuya, Lockie Baines, Mike Hamilton, Conan Tikene, and Sean Madison to the foot of the stage, please. The next 6, you need to be up here just so our marshals can put their eyes on you and know that you're all set and ready to go. Heat number 2 to the foot of the stage, please. And Digger Balm, if you're around, Dig, if you did enter, can you come and report in, please, Digger? So sheep number 2 on the board for most of the field. All except for Tamani in here as he steps in for sheep 3. Justin Bell, world record holder, this guy. In and out he steps on stand at number 2. From near Dennyvirk. Shane Ireland. Change of steel for Shane, just not happy with the handpiece maybe, or the comb rather. He had a second choice, second one on there, and he's going for that. Lee Harris from Australia is in and out for his 3rd sheep. That brings 3 onto the board for everyone up here. Heat number 1 of the Bayleys Open. Turning into the first hind leg is Shane Ireland, who had already into the top of the head is Curran Kidd, down the far end on stand number 6. Into the base of the year. Shane Ireland there. Justin Bell low. Tamania turns for home, and he's the first to do so as he drops down onto the last front shoulder on his 3rd sheep. Justin Bell will probably be almost next in line right there with Shane Ireland and Curran Kidd. But Tama on stand 5 drops into the last leg. 6 sheep in total for these guys to share. Our open boys looking for the top 30, just like John said. The top 30 will compete tonight. Tamaninia steps in and out of the pen. He's been in the top 30 before, that fella. Shane Ireland. Corin Kidd, Justin Bell in that order. Finishing touches for Richie Dean from Gisborne on stand number 1. Just floats the wool off the back leg. Easy as that. And he steps into the pen. Lee Harris is finishing touches. Our Australian competitor on stand 4. Top of the head on stand 2 and 3. Up they come. Stand 6 does the same. Stand 5, he's already been there and done that. Tama swings around, lays into the long blow. Good share of this young man on stand number 5. A real workhorse, John, in the shed. Just day after day after day, like a lot of these top open shearers are.
Well, I've certainly been around here with the Golden Shears for a little while now. I've watched him come through the grades. And he was just trying to get a bit of a head start on everybody before, as he was up there trying to set his gear up and have a quick look at the pen. Fortunately, we've been around long enough to know the shortcuts in the game, so we just managed to haul him back. But he's shearing extremely well down at the moment. And once again, just keep an eye on those board points there above the shearers on the big TV screen. The time points are calculated at 3 points per minute. That's 1 every 20 seconds. The board points are the average number of second cuts over the number of sheep. That's 6 this time round. The pen points are the judging out the back, the judge's final judging. When the blue figures come up, that'll be when the clock stopped. The yellow figures will tell us how they've gone and the coagulation of their points. In goes Dean here on the front. Number 5 coming out for him, just a couple of blows back off the pace, is Lee Harris from Australia, but he's still working hard. As I say before, he's been over here 2 or 3 times now, and it's good to see him. He's improved his skill a little bit, I can see over the time, and he's thrown himself into this open class, this is where the big guns are. There's no mucking around in this grade. There's no cheating, as you'd like to say, or holding back on your tallies when you're up with the big boys. It's only going to be glory or be second. Under the shoulder and down out to the flank now for Shane Island. Working away on the last leg is Justin Bell. Last leg completed, and in for another one. Down there is Corrin Kidd. He's got sheep number 6 on the board, but the pace still coming from near. Out comes Justin Bell with sheep number 6. Half a sheep to go up on the front stand. Another fresh one on the board for Shane Island, and Lee Harris will be the last to get in for his 6th and final. Up the top they come down the far end, Corrin Kidd. Not that big a stature of a shearer, but he's been at the game a little while now, and he's making it look easy down on stand number 6. Even with my bad eyes, I think he looks like he's doing a reasonable sort of a job. All those scores up there are telling me exactly that. Near, though, out the last leg he comes. Closely followed by Lee Harris, but a sheep off the pace. Tama reaches the time clock at 7:25 or 26. So that gives everybody an indication. I do feel it's maybe not quick enough. But, of course, he's a big, strong sheep, Norm, and you've got to take your time and get all the wool off.
It's all got to come off, John. You did right to keep the judges happy. Shane Island hits the cord. So does Justin Bell. Richie Dean and Lee Harris on the board. So Heat 2, they should be assembled at the foot of the stage. So just ask for a bit of cooperation from our shearers. We need to make up a wee bit of time here because we're lagging behind. We had a couple of hiccups with the computer gear today. So this is the event we can make up time in because we know all you open grade shearers will be where you're supposed to be. So Heat 2 should be at the foot of the stage. Tyson Hemmer, Stacey Tahuya, Lockie Baines, Mike Hamilton, Kernan Takini, Sean Madison. They should be ready to go up. Heat 3, they can make their way to the foot of the stage as soon as Heat 2's on the board. DJ Crawford, Ian Kirkpatrick, Dave Brooker, Ethan Pankhurst, Leon Samuels, and Emily Welsh. So they can make their way to the foot of the stage as well. We'll make up a bit of time, so as soon as these boys are off the board, we'll get Heat 2 up. And we'll just keep rocking and rolling until we've worked our way through the field of 80, 70 or 80 shearers, whatever there is there in front of us today. So Lee Harris finishing touches. Richie Dean, another couple of shots. Out they go together. Well done, guys. Give them a hand, folks. Heat number 1. Thanks, guys. So we'll have Sean Madison on stand 6, please, now. Kernan Takini on stand number 5. Mike Hamilton on 4. Lockie Baines on 3. Stacey Tahuya on 2. And Tyson Hemmer on stand number 1. Heat number 3, like I said, DJ Crawford, Ian Kirkpatrick, Dave Brooker, Ethan Pankhurst, Leon Samuels, Emily Welsh, please, to the foot of the stage. You take a seat down there and just wait patiently for your heat.
Good afternoon, viewers in the World Wide Web, coming from Masterton here in the beautiful Wairarapa. It was a little bit cold first thing this morning. It was about 4 degrees. Our guest is Raylene Kirkpatrick. Raylene has been for many years a points coordinator, keyboard queen, and looking after the points side of things. So Raylene, welcome along to the studio here, and you and I, and you're going to help us and the viewers out there understand how the points are arrived with the clocks and everything. So how long have you been doing this job?
Geez, Koro, I knew you were going to ask that question. I really don't know. I think
How old's your oldest child?
28.
Okay, somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. But just to give you an idea, and if you didn't already know, Raylene is the Hoa Rangatira, the partner, the wife of the current world shearing champion, Johnny Kirkpatrick. So it's a real privilege, and these things work in families too. And you've got our family doing a little bit of a talking, and now you've got Raylene who's going to help us through. So Raylene, we're all hooked up here, Wi-Fi'd, cameras and everything. You look on the stage, there's cameras everywhere, and before long we'll see some numbers come along the side of the screen, and there we go. So on stand 1, we're shearing 6 sheep. So the clock, it says sheep number 6 with a 1 on it, so that's the first sheep. The next clock, every time 20 seconds ticks by, a point goes on there. Yep. So, and how do we know totals? Are those two put together?
Yeah, so what they're doing is all the time, the board and the outside are all coming in, and then it's total. But just looking at those screens there where you can see green and you can see red. So being in the red is a good place to be. It's like an average. So it's just letting you know how each individual shearer is doing on an average for each sheep that they're shearing.
Well, this young Tyson Hemmer from Waipukaro, he's really shearing well. So, but he's in the green, but we don't see the red. Oh, there's the first sheep gone out in sheep number 1. Isn't this fantastic, this the way this program is set up? And what's on the left-hand side of the top screen?
So over there you've got the sheep numbers. So each time they pull out a sheep, the sheep numbers will come up. So just explaining a little bit about that. Up where we do the point system, we have 4 people up there on computers. So you've got someone up there that is just purely watching each individual shearer and pushing a button each time they pull a sheep out. So you imagine doing that for 3 days.
Crikey me.
Everyone says it's the easiest job. I reckon it's the hardest because you've got
tedious.
Yeah, you've got to concentrate the whole time.
You do have to. And what happens if they forget?
Okay.
And they're on sheep number 3 and they've only got sheep 1 on the blingin' pen.
So you've always got backups. You've got that person obviously doing the sheep numbers. The first person is putting all the data in. You have the middle screen, which was the screen that I operate now. That screen sees what every other screen is doing. So you're able to correct anything that anyone's missing.
Oh, okay, there's a backup for the backup.
There's always backups. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're going on now, and the photography is phenomenal. It's beautiful, isn't it? We're into the computer age, and we're getting all these shots. So on the shearer now is Lockie Baines. He's from originally out of Wairarapa, based in Hastings. So it's really, oh, look at that. What's going on there now?
So obviously it's letting you know the average of how he's doing per sheep. So obviously each sheep you want to do less second cuts. So that's why he's kind of going into the, he's above average because he's obviously doing more second cuts than he should on that sheep. But just bearing in mind, you have 5 sheep. You can bring your average down.
Right.
And you know, each animal is different in how they shear sometimes, how the wool cuts. So these shearers, they're clever enough to know some sheep they do more second cuts, and other sheep they can bring their average down.
By choosing, and I often call that farming the pen. Like there's 5 or 6 sheep in the pen, there'll be 3 absolute beauties.
Yep.
And 3 not so good, so that's they pick and choose as they go through. Mm-hmm. That's the art of a good shearer, isn't it?
It is. It's not just the pen. It's obviously the gear.
The gear they've chosen.
Yes, definitely. You know, you can have some shearers get up there. They know they've had the wrong gear choice, and you can second cut more than you would like to. And when the gear rides out, that's the way it goes. And
Well, I'm having a very good conversation, folks, with Raylene Kirkpatrick, because that's something you probably don't have with a wool handler. That's an intelligent conversation we would have with an experienced shearer. Do you do Johnny Kirkpatrick shearing gear or something? Because some of the things you're giving us is the good oil. It's fantastic. You've said if they choose the wrong shearing equipment, they're going to make a lot of second cuts. They could actually scratch the hide of the sheep too, couldn't they?
yes, yeah, definitely. So, you know, it's not just about the technique. There's a lot more that goes on.
Oh, it's fantastic. So my understanding, to break it down and make it very simple, the man says go. So every time 20 seconds ticks by, 1 penalty point goes
Yes.
against them for time. They're shearing 6 sheep. If when they get to finish the sheep, they've got 6 clicks or 6 second cuts for each, 1 for each sheep, that's 1 whole point again,
Yep.
isn't it?
So what happens there is the board is divided by the number of sheep.
Yes.
Yep.
And then we've got that pen points outside. That's very important as well. There's 3 components. There's time, there's on the board conduct with your shearing machine, and then the finished product outside.
Yep.
And that's how we arrive. So we've got that. So you said stick in the red and you'll be fine. And it's, look at that. See, this shearer, Sean Matheson from Riverton in the South Island. Oh, he's just popped back to, he's just on the cusp of the green in most of them, isn't he?
He's kind of on the borderline here and there in the pen, but he's not too bad. His average isn't too bad.
So the one on the right-hand side, the screen going down, that's their total accumulated points. Time, sheep judged, and sheep on the board, the second cuts. Isn't this wonderful for people? So if people were really green to this or didn't understand how sheep shearing worked, they would be better to focus on the top right-hand side of the screen?
Yeah, I guess that's the end result. So everybody wants to focus on what the end points are,
Yes.
because at the end that's what counts. But I guess for a lot of people out there that know the industry and are watching and know the competitors, the bottom ones are just as important.
Because that's the individual.
Because that's the individual. And, you know, with this, it's good to see, you know, what you're scoring on an individual basis of outside points.
Yeah.
Outside points is something that has a lot of interest around a lot of people. I guess a second cut is, and the board can be quite technical and explained in so many different ways, whereas the outside results are pretty basic, and people tend to focus a little bit more on what you got per sheep
Instead of the overall.
instead of the overall. You know, everyone, and that's why it's good having these points. People like to think, what did I score on that sheep? What did I score on the 5th sheep and the
Yep.
7th sheep? You know, just looking at these points here. So that's the big screen that's up there, and that's also the screens that we are running from our computers. So, you know, I guess for an outsider, it just looks like a lot of figures. And,
It does.
And you're looking at, and all it is everything being divided. Me personally, I quite like to see it as whole points
Okay, yeah, instead of fractions.
instead of fractions, but I guess people like to see an overall average. I sometimes wonder whether outsiders would understand a lot more to see he got 10 on the board
Right.
rather than the average.
Yep.
He got 44 outside over 5 sheep. It sometimes can be a little bit more appealing to people who don't understand the
That's
industry.
right. Let's
And
cut to the chase.
Yes,
Yes,
and therefore it makes a lot more sense to them, and it draws them in a little bit more.
Yep. Yep.
And it's funny. I mean, I guess the overall dividing is what you know, what we end up with. But isn't it funny how when shearers and competitors get their results, they themselves want to know the totals.
That's all they're interested in.
That's all they're interested in.
How did I go, boss?
So anyway, I mean, I guess a woman looks at it in a different way and makes things simple because, hey, we're the people that have to teach the children.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
But, I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Well, we value your opinion, and it is great that you've spent the time with us to work it all out, because it is based around fractions of a point, and if you don't fully understand it, watching the screen, and you've actually maramaed it. Marama means made clear, and we appreciate that. But who funds all the computers and stuff? Who's our sponsor there? We really need to acknowledge them.
Harvest. I mean, these
Harvest.
guys. Yeah, these
Harvest
guys.
Electronics.
Yes, these guys have put a lot of money, time, mostly interest. I mean, how many computer technical people that you can walk in and they want to design and help, a shearing industry, and they don't even know anything about our industry. What we've found here is that's a local business helping local community, and I couldn't even put a figure on what.
Mega dollars.
Definitely.
Mega dollars.
Definitely mega dollars. There goes my phone. I've probably got to go to the computers.
Okay, that's telling you to hurry up. Okay, just one final thing. How's Johnny going?
Yeah, good.
Is he?
Not bad for
primed
an old
up?
fella.
He's still there. He's really, really hearty. And we wish him well. There's 2 spaces to go to France a little later. We're going to, hopefully, we've put our name down to go, and be lovely to catch up with everybody over there. And we look forward to you folks making that trip as well. But next year is Golden Shears' 60th birthday. We'll all be back.
Yeah, definitely. Once you've come to the Golden Shears, whether you're helping, whether you're competing, you show an interest in the industry, you want to come anyway.
Raylene?
Definitely.
Yeah, cool, Raylene. Ngā mihi. Thank you very much for taking the time and spending with us. And we might do this again about this time tomorrow, because there'll be different viewers, people from different walks of life, and you might have something else to offer as well.
Yep, that'll be great. Yep.
Thank you. Well, we're going to go back to the stadium, and on behalf of Noise Productions and Wairarapa TV, we thank you for tuning in to the 2019 Golden Shears.
Okay, there we go. Start again. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. White Caratu, Emily Welsh. She knows how to get the fluff off, by golly. We've had some great lady shearers here over the last 2 days. Leon Samuels there on stand number 5. Leon's from Invercargill. We got Ethan Pankhurst, the Masterton lad here, has been shearing pretty well over the last couple of seasons. Up on the number 3, Dave Brooker from Rangiora. Ian Kirkpatrick from Gisborne on stand at number 2. And up on the front stand from Gisborne, DJ Crawford. 7.5 minutes seems to be the time frame you need to be getting these off in. Or a bit quicker if you can, because and you'll need to have those low points of something around about the 2s and the 4s outside, 4s and 5s outside if you're going to make it through. So you know the story. Give it your best shot. No good going home tomorrow and says I could have done better. Out the last leg and into the pen goes Leon Samuels. Just the wee slip of a shearer, but by golly, in and out of that pen just like that. He's done a few records, this fella too, down on the deep south, I tell me. When did he get that first one out? And it was about 1 minute 10 to get that first sheep out, so that was a good advantage, a good start. Always pays to start well if you're not going to have to chase the the cattail at the end. You need to get that good start and get your rhythm going. And up over the top now comes Kirkpatrick from Gisborne. He says, I want to be in the money as well. And around the back of the head, likewise, is stand 5. Oh, Ethan Pankhurst from Masterton. He's starting to wind into the job a little bit on stand number 4. Emily Welsh up over the tail, round the back of the head for Crawford. Up on the front stand, Ian Kirkpatrick says to the judge, there's something wrong on that sheep. Take note. Round the back of the head comes Emily Welsh, but over the last side stands 5, 4. And up here on stand number 2, it's running tight at the moment. Looks like it's Pankhurst might get in for sheep number 3. Starting to move along. He's a good young shearer and only been up in the open a couple of seasons, and he's making the most of this one. Samuels steps into the pen. Oh, Kirky's got one he needs to have a little bit of a talk to. Finally get the last leg of a shorts off. Up comes Crawford. He pops into the pen for sheep number 3. Into the long blow, or down the last side, sorry, is Emily Welsh under the shoulder and down and out to the flank, pumping off that last leg, right out to the toe she goes. She knows that any bit of that wool that's left on the sock, while it's no good to the wilderness tree, if the judges see it, they're going to be docking your points. Down the porthole with that big 75 kg sheep, Norm. That's almost as heavy as Emily. I mean, it's way heavier.
Thanks, John. Up the neck they come, though, on stands 1 and 2, 3. Breaking the neck wall open, round the back of the head for DJ Crawford, Ian Kirkpatrick and Dave Brooker. Blow for blow, these first 3 men. Ethan Pankhurst, though, he's been there and done that because he's right out onto the hind leg on sheep number 3. Another couple of shots. He'll be looking for his 4th one. Ethan Pankhurst, the young man from Masterton. In and out of the pen he goes. Leon Samuels, finishing touches down there for the legend from Invercargill. And in and out for Leon. Emily Welsh just around the back of the head into the first front shoulder on her 3rd sheep. But down the last side, pause DJ Crawford. Down the last side, pause Ian Kirkpatrick. And down the last side, pause Dave Brooker. DJ in on stand number 1. Then goes Ian Kirkpatrick. Dave Brooker, the last leg to come off. Just got himself a bit of a wriggler. Doesn't want to sit there for him. Push the leg out. And he'll carry on. Just cost a wee bit of time. But Ethan Pankhurst out in front of this stage as far as time goes. And down over the last front shoulder. Under the leg and away down the flank. We need heat 4 up at the foot of the stage. Please, heat 4. Mike Proctor, Peter Clendon, Corey Salmon, Cam Ferguson, Ant Frew, Parata Abraham. You need to be up at the foot of the stage, please, guys. That's the next heat. And Ethan Pankhurst changes steel on sheep number 4. And in and out he goes for 5. Leon Samuels strokes the wool off the back leg. Another couple of shots and he'll be looking for sheep number 5 as well. And a quick change of handpiece for Leon as well. So just trying a bit of gear. Making sure they're using what goes the best. Looking to getting through into the top 30. Finishing touches for Ian Kirkpatrick. On stand number 2. Right out over the tail and out the hole it goes. DJ Crawford sweeps out onto the back leg with big shots. Rolls around under the hamstring, over the tail, and he's going to be looking for sheep number 5 as well on stand 1. Down comes Dave Brooker, not far off his 5th sheep. Emily Welsh, long blow on 4, so she might be just pulling the guys back just by a couple of shots this time. As Dave Brooker heads into the pen for 5, she's well through the long blow. I reckon she was only into the first front shoulder last time. So Leon Samuels turns for home. But still, the pace is with Ethan Pankhurst as he drops right out onto the hind leg, John. Another couple of shots, and the young fella's going to be looking for his 6th and final sheep.
Well, here they're starting to gasp a little bit. The shoulders are just starting to glisten now. A little bit of perspiration off these fine athletes. All along the board as Emily comes out the last leg. Working away, a sheep in front of him is Leon Samuels. He puts it down the border. Emily's about to go in for sheep number 5. Leon Samuels has gone in for number 6. Fresh steel on for him down the far end. You don't want the comb dragging on the skin because it tends to irritate the sheep a little bit as Ian Kirkpatrick brings out sheep number 6. Not too far away is Dave Booker from Rangiora, but it's going to be Pankhurst driving across that last side, the money side of the sheep. DJ Crawford finishing touches. He's still got one in the box. But Samuel's up over the neck. He had the early lead, but it's going to be Ethan Pankhurst now rocking out that last leg. Making it look easy. Gets it off. Oh, one of the sharpest times. 7 and 5 maybe. 7 and 7, somewhere about there. Who's going to be next in line? Dave Booker about to go in for sheep number 6, but it's going to be Leon Samuels, I presume, down on stand number 5, working away on the money side of the sheep. The 6th and final time. He will hope he'll be back for the top 30 later on this evening. As Emily's still got one in the pen. She comes across the last side. They're working off that shoulder, using that left hand amazingly. I see a lot of the shearers today in the young grade, they're too afraid to use that left hand. They think the right hand can do it by itself. Well, I tell you what, the left hand does most of the work on the sheep. As she comes out the last leg and steps in now, sheep number 6. Leon Samuels, he's completed the task. So has Ian Kirkpatrick up here on stand number 2. Under the shoulder for Crawford here on the front stand. Dave Booker's in the final throes of the long blow. He's shaking his head a little bit. How did I get talked into this? He says, hey, you're going to come back next year because it's the 60th year here at Golden Shears. As the final touches go in for the Gisborne lad up on the front stand. Down the chute it goes to the judges. The blue figures appear, and that means he stopped his clock. They've had a good shear. 1.2, 1.3s. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Some of those scores are nice and low. Got to keep the outside one low as well, though, as Emily Welsh rolls up the long blow. Movie star down there in the end, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know whether I haven't seen the program yet, but they tell me it's very, very good. The shears across the shoulder on the last side for him. Down and out to the flank. Won't get many more high quality shearers than some of our female entrants. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Great shear.
Thanks, guys. So heat 4, please, on the board. Parata Abraham on stand 6 and Frew on 5. Cam Ferguson on 4. Corey Salmon on 3. Peter Clinton on 2. Mike Proctor on stand number 1. That'll be heat 4. And heat 5, if you can assemble down the foot of the stage, please. Ricky Hunter Chase, Jimmy Samuels, Alan Grant, Daniel Gordon, Matt Tamohi, and Hayden Tapp. That is the heat next up. You need to be down waiting, please, so our marshals can see you down there, ready to go.
Okay, we have a green light, ladies and gentlemen. We got sheep in the pens. Not yet. It's good to see our computer staff are very efficient. Boy, I just swelled their heads down that area. We can take them down a peg or two later on, no doubt. It looks like we just require some sheep in the bottom pens there. Just a narrow race, they got to come up from the bottom, one at a time. And we need 36 sheep in a jolly hurry. Oh, bad hands, Johnny Fraser. If you're a right-hander, you'd have caught that. They'll all be beautiful, Pirata. Don't go in there and spook them.
So another good lineup, of course, in the Bayleys Open. Some big name players in there. Cam Ferguson and Pirata Abraham, last night's finalists in the speed shear. Very, very close run thing it was too. Pirata just hitting the button a fraction of a second before Cam coming out the winner. And through down there on stand number 5. Good South Island man. Made the top 30, made the semi-final of the top 12 here a couple of times now. And made the top 6. Looking for another crack at that one as in through. How are we looking at there, guys? There we go. Thumbs up, John.
Righto. Thank you. Okay. Timekeepers are right. Judges. Competitors, go. Off into this one. The TV screens are showing you the upstairs shot. It's like having one of those drones in the sky. And it gives away too much information for these judges. I hope they aren't watching the TV screen and they're watching the job at hand. First sight is always the best judge, and of course now the judges revolve along the board to make sure they're not getting caught on any one sheep for too long. It's not about judging the shear, it's about judging how they do the sheep. And the pace looks like it's coming in the midfield there right at the start. Cam Ferguson. The boy power rolling it up the long blow now. Ants through. He's putting in the quick shots down there. Quite a lean type of shearer. Here we got Pirata Abrahams. He won the speed shear last night. And he comes across the shoulder on the last side. Making it look easy. Speed shear is a bit different, having to take all the wool off though, because the sheep were well prepared for the speed shear. Today you've only got the wee minimal crutching out of the breeding area to make it safe for the sheep. Peter Clendon up here on the front stand. He was in the cycle challenge last night. Had a good shear on that too. Mike Proctor from Napier. Another blast from the past. Yeah, they're all getting wound up to come back for the 60th year as Corey Salmon from Dunedin. Down the valley he goes. But the pace still in the middle of the field. Cam Ferguson, past world champion, throws the big shots in. Working around into the off shoulder now. The difficult part of the sheep doesn't seem to be difficult for Ant Frew as he rocks up the long blow, turning on to the last slide. He's about 3 or 4 shots ahead of Shearer on stand number 6. Pirata Abrahams turns for home. Ferguson under the shoulder. Turning for the last side is Peter Clendon. He said, I should be downtown selling cars. But no, I'm out here in the shearing world where I started. Throwing it under the shoulder and down and out to the flank as Ferguson steps along with Ant Frew. Oh, nothing in it at the moment. Mike Proctor working down the last side. Glendon just 2-3 shots in front of him. Pirata Abraham's gone in. Sheep number 3. Oh, I think that they're starting to get caught onto that just over 7 minutes, Norm, to get these sheep shorn, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Beautiful big Hikarangi ewes. They're quite strong though, so they take a wee bit of keeping on top of. Out comes Corey Salmon. Away through the long blow though for Cam Ferguson, and through to Ferguson just turns for home on stand number 4. The cheek, bit of a kick and a wriggle. And through's not letting him get away. Last front shoulder. There is Parata Abraham as well, but Cam Ferguson's going to step into the pen for the next one first. Sheep number 4 is going to come out for the big fella on stand 4. And now to the pen he goes. In goes Entfru from Pleasant Point in the South Island, John. Parata Abraham hops out again. Sheep number 4 on the board for him as well. Peter Clender's not far away. Mike Proctor, the big man on stand number 1, wipes the wool off the back leg of sheep number 3, and he'll be looking for 4 very shortly. But up the neck for Cam Ferguson. Around the back of the head he rolls. Through and up the neck comes Ant through now, so just a couple of shots back off the pace this time. Parata Abraham up the neck as well. Right out to the back leg for Corey Salmon. Number 4 will be coming out for him very shortly. Just as Cam Ferguson turns for home on sheep number 4. Cheeks off. So Cam Ferguson just stretching out into a wee bit of a lead here. Under the front leg for Cam and away down under the flank on the last side. Antfru turning for home. Stand 5 turning for home also is Parata Abraham. They're on the last front shoulder. Stands 5 and 6, but Cam steps in and out of the pen. Former world champion, this guy. Drops the sheep back between his knees and away down the belly he rocks. Another couple of shots for Entfru, and he'll be in there for sheep number 5 as well. Parata. Over the tail, had to bring the head forward. Lets it go and in and out of the pen with sheep number 5 as well. The rest of the field, Mike Proctor starting to rock into it this time as he heads out with sheep number 4 in for 5. So he's picked up a couple of shots on some of these guys. Sheep's in position and away down the belly the big fella goes on stand number 1. Wipes the wool off the belly, flicks it out, turns into the first hind leg. Opens it up. Peter Clendon, another couple of shots for Peter and he'll be in for 5. So will Corey Salmon. But down the last side pulls Cam Ferguson, so stretching the lead even further on his 5th sheep. 1 sheep left in the pen for Cam. Rolls around under the hamstring, another couple of shots and he'll be looking for his 6th and final sheep. 5 minutes and 41 seconds gone on the clock. Out it comes for Cam Ferguson. And away down the belly he goes. The Waipawa Warrior on stand number 4. Another shot, flicks it out, turns and opens up the hind leg. And through. And Parata Abraham. Parata Abraham this time leads Ant through into the pen. So Parata's out on the board. Ant steps in. 6 on the board for Frew. And away down the belly he goes. Mike Proctor. So he's only a couple of shots behind Ant Frew this time as he steps in and out of the pen. Starting to get those big shoulders open up a bit as Mike. Got a good rhythm going. Mad looking sheep for the last one as long as it combs all right and sits there. Peter Clendon pulls down the last side right out onto the back leg. Corey Salmon down over the last front shoulder, but it's all Cam Ferguson as he wipes the wool off the back leg over the tail and out it goes. Give him a hand, folks. Hits the cord. 6 minutes and 45 seconds for Cam Ferguson. Now we're starting to get down amongst it, John.
Yeah, we're just looking at that. You know, we said 7 and 5, 7 and 7 last time round, and now we've dropped it down another 15, 20 seconds. So yeah, that's what sort of happens. People sense the urgency. You need to pump them out, but you've also got to keep them the quality right as well. And the 1.8, there's certainly nothing wrong with the quality on the board. As long as you can keep the quality down on the outside. There we have a finishing touch from Pirata Abrahams. He pulled back Ant through, who sort of sat back once he lost the battle with Cam and just kept his quality right out the back. And that's what he's trying to do as he finishing touches there. And this 7, oh, he's got a lot of support, the man from Napier up here. Another blast from the past. Good to see these older statesmen coming back to the arena here in the battle, the Gladiators arena. The Golden Shears for the 59th time across the shoulder. Now comes Pete Clendon. Under the shoulder for the car salesman. Down and out to the flank. Work it away. He only had one to shear last night, but he's got this is the sixth one, and he's making a job of it. Corey Salmon right there from Dunedin, up from the deep south. Good stuff from these open shearers in heat number 4 in the Bayleys Golden Shear Open Elimination Round.
Thanks, John. Thank you, shearers. Heat number 5 it is in the Bayleys Open Heats. We'll have Hayden Tapp up on to stand 6, please. Matt Tamohi on 5. Daniel Gordon on 4. Alan Grant on 3. Jimmy Samuels on 2. Ricky Hannah Chase there on stand number 1. Another very, very good lineup, as you'd expect here at the Golden Shears. All these heats are going to be riddled with very, very good shearers, some of the best in the world.
Still see a few older statesmen running around here, the Golden Shears, the backroom boys from a few years ago. Good to see them.
Mavis Mullins, can you pop up to the announcer's desk, please, Mavis Mullins?
Oh, Scotty Stewart down here, he's an evergreen. Just a pity he didn't have a bit more fertiliser on the top. He wouldn't be quite so dry looking now. A bit of international flavour here again. Alan Grant.
He all the way from Bonnie, Scotland.
Yeah, he lives here. He's just trying to put the kilt back on.
The St Andrew's Cross, of course, is his flag on his screen. Another overseas shearer, Matt Tamohi from Balclutha.
Oh, you call that overseas? I see he was actually going to shear in the senior yesterday.
Matt was.
Well, this morning his name was down in the senior as well. He was double-edged.
His young brother shears in the senior Karipa.
Oh, well, they must have had the first names mixed up. Green light. We have sheep in the pens down there, Captain. Thank you, shearers. Everybody's happy. Timekeepers right, judges, competitors, go. We're off and going once again. As I say, the time just decreased there for our last heat, 6 and 45 point something, I think, on a rough eye. So that's 20 odd seconds. That's 1 point that you've got to now make up for because of the pace of that heat. So we'll see how we go. We got Ricky Hannah Chase here, the local lad from up Masterton on the front stand. Jimmy the Fly Samuels, old Superfly. He's on stand number 2. He's been in the triathlon. He's been in the Woolhandling. What can't this man do? He's from up just the road down at the Martin area. And Alan Grant, we've talked about him. Been in the grey shirt brigade doing a bit of judging, and he's also here now trying to make a name for himself in the shearing industry as a shearer. Then we got Daniel Gordon on stand number 4, rolling it out in the last leg. The tie happy man, making it look easy, bit of a silver fox, I think. Matt Tamohi and down on Balclutha, and then Hayden Tapp right down there as well. He's going out the last leg, keeping a close eye on him as their female counterpart, the judge, looking well. And he steps into the pen now, does Hayden Tapp. He had a quick look along the board there, by golly. Early in the piece to be doing that as Jimmy brings out another one on stand number 2. Alan Grant says, I don't need to look, I just got to burrow on in here. Ricky Hannah Chase from Masterton, 2 up over the top. But it could be the man down on stand number 5, Matt Tamohi. Round into the off shoulder he goes. He's picked up Daniel Gordon now as he drops into the first off shoulder. The long blow time beckons for the 2 of them. Tamohi's just a couple of shots in front of him. Working off the last side now. The money side of the sheep for the second time. In they go. Making it look easy, any one of these guys. Jimmy Daniels. Oh, Jimmy Daniels, sorry. I got that blown away by the score up on the board there that I just mispronounced his name. They are fantastic scores up there above the shearers. Of course, this is only sheep number 2. Things can alter with a couple of flicks of the big strong legs of these wild animals. Into the pen goes Matt Tamoe. I think you'd be liking to talk about a lad from down on the South Norm.
Beautiful shear of this young fella. Not such a beautiful sheep he's got there though. Matt Tamoe, very efficient style once again. Just places the blows and flows it off. Does Matt. Way into the first hind leg. Stroking the wool off the backbone. Up the undermine he strolls. Top knot comes off. And up the neck, sheep number 3 on the board for most of the field. Just Alan Grant, the Scotsman, another couple of shots, and he'll have 3 on the board as well. In goes Alan Grant, sheep number 3 on the board. So they've all got 3. Leading the field is Matt Tamoe, but not by much because Hayden Tapp's right there with them. They share together a lot, these 2 shearers on stand 5 and 6. So they're both very, very talented shearers. Can we have heat 6 at the foot of the stairs, please? The next heat needs to be at the seats at the foot of the stairs. Gilles Angus Burney, James Rookie, Tigwin Bradley, Casey Bailey, Callum O'Brien, Jason Ratama. You guys need to make your way to the foot of the stairs, please, for your heat next. So we're back up on the stage. Hayden Tapp this time leads the field in for Matt Tamoe. And Daniel Gordon not too far away. Another couple of shots and the man on stand number 4 will be in the pen. Ricky Hana Chase just starting to slowly pull these guys back as well. And Jimmy Samuels, wee man on stand number 2, rolls over the tail. And out it goes. Sheep 4 coming out for Jimmy now. Alan Grant, another few shots down that last side. And he'll be looking for the 4 sheep as well. But up the neck is Hayden Tapp already. Another very, very good shearer, John. Incredible talent these guys have got. They just poised and balanced and got everything going for them.
They certainly have, and the Thai heavy lads throwing it all in down there. But Matt Tamoe says, righto fella, I need to be along with the pace as well. So we just got over the 4 gone now, and we've got the 4 sheep 3/4 shorn. So they've lifted the rate. They need to keep pumping away. As Alan Grant steps up, straightens the back before he goes in for next one of these wild animals from Hikarangi, and he's down the belly. Hey, they've been out on the grass, off the grass for a few hours now. These sheep, they'll be looking to get back to the paddock before the evening meal. And down the first off leg, he comes up over the tail. Not too empty and they're not too full. They are sitting reasonably well for these experienced shearers. We've seen, of course, the younger shearers have a bit of a battle with some of them, of course. Up over the tail comes Hayden Tapp. I think he's got 3 or 4 blows on the field now as he rocks it in there with the sheep number 1 on the board. Sheep number 5, is it? Sheep number 6 on the board, I think. Dropping into the off shoulder. Closely behind him is Matt Tamoe. Jimmy Samuels is going to change the steel and go in for number 5. Must be number 5 being shorn there by Hayden Tapp, surely. Comes across the last side, over the money side of the sheep. 3 shots behind him is Matt Tamoe. Down on here on number 4, Daniel Gordon's coming up the neck and around into the offside. Swings away from the crowd. Johnny Fraser says you can't hide from my eagle eyes. He just shifts his position to look how that long blow's been shorn there by Daniel Gordon. Rolling it up, he's gone right over the backbone, so he's got a short last side. Oh, they've closed up down on stands 5 and 6. It's blow for blow on their 6th and final one. Jimmy Samuels, he's got one that's starting to dance on him a little bit. I've seen him rip these sheep out, but he's shearing under a great... He's sitting a concrete block on his arm at the moment. He doesn't want to blow his chances by having a hell of a high score on the board and out the back, so he's rocking it up the long blow with 1 still in the pen. Chase has got 6 on the board. Alan Grant, he's the last one to be going in for 6, so he's a sheep off the pace. That won't worry the big fella. Round the back of the head he goes now. Oh, it's Matt Tamoe He's starting to fire him in, coming across the last side. It's gone the 7. He knows the time points are against him now as he comes down under the shoulder. Got away to a flying start. Got bogged down in the middle a little bit, but he's racking it out this last one. Got away, 6 or 7 shots on a Hayden tap on the sheepdom, and he made it look easy.
Did make it look easy. Well done, Matt. Beautiful shearer. Nice fella. Hayden tap's the same. Good guys, a lot of our top shearers, of course. Great ambassadors for our sport. There's Hayden Tap. And Ricky Hunter Chase. He's going to bring to a close his attempt to get into the top 30. Down over the tail. And if they're all short like that, he won't have done himself too much harm, I thought. Daniel Gordon down the last side. He pulls. Alan Grant just steps into the pen for his 6th and final sheep. And Daniel Gordon. That's his attempt at getting into the top 30. He's done all he can do. Jimmy Samuels down over the last front shoulder. He fly. Jimmy the Superfly Samuels. Down he drops. Right out onto the back leg. Beautiful job, Jimmy Samuels. Over the tail. Look at the finish on that sheep, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Jimmy. And Alan Grant. We'll just watch him come home. He's going to bring to a close heat number 5. Heat 6 should be at the foot of the stairs, please. And we'll get you up very shortly. Alan Grant. Way through the long blow. Another couple of shots and he'll turn for home. He's going to have the last say in this heat number 5. And that's all good. Someone's got to. So just a reminder to everybody, the competitors' door will be closed at the end of the afternoon and will be closed tonight and tomorrow. Thanks to competitors' door will be closed after this session and closed tonight and tomorrow. So give him a hand, folks. Alan Grant from Scotland and heat number 5 that was.
Is old Brucey going for 5 o'clock or something, is he?
Yeah, he must
That's
be.
That's why he's shutting the door.
Yeah. Shutting the door and propping the bar up. Okay, let's get heat 6 on the board, please. On stand 6, Jason Ratama. Callum O'Brien on 5, Casey Bailey on 4, Tigwin Bradley on 3, James Rookie on 2, Jules Angus Burney on stand number 1. And heat 7 will be the next heat. They need to be making their way to the foot of the stairs, please. Richard Pearson, Robert Mudgeway, Johnny Kirkpatrick, Sam Welsh, Peter Radama and Ringa Kahapawe. That's heat 7. Just moving forward while these guys are getting ready, the rest of the heats will be heat 8, Tristan Mackay, Nuki Gordon, Axel Reid, Troy Piper, Roland Smith, Brett Roberts. Heat 9, Jack Fagan, Daniel McIntyre, Martinia Mason, Hemi Braddock, Bart Hadfield, Dion King. Heat 10, Murray Henderson, Aaron Haynes, David Buick, Ricky Alabasta, Phil Wedd, Willie McSkimming. Heat 11, Tootie Edmonds, Michael Fabish, Jason Wingfield, Kevin Much, Nathan Stratford, Dennis O'Sullivan. Heat 12, and the final heat will be Darren Alexander, Mark Granger, Stuart Connor, Dylan McGrady and Digger Balm. So that's moving forward. Heat 6 it is we have up on the board of 12. And heat 7, please make your way to the foot of the stairs. Richard Pearson, Robert Mudgeway, Johnny Kirkpatrick, Sam Welsh, Peter Radama and Ringa Kahapawe. Thank you. Big thanks to the competitors for hopping up there promptly, not walking from the back of the stand or the changing rooms, just getting themselves organised and just so we can keep the event running. We are a wee bit behind time. We have a green light, just waiting for our referee.
Good, he did. Shearers on the board. We have a green light. You're right, Graham. Thank you. Timekeeper's right. Judges, competitors, go. We're off and racing again. Here we go. Heats number 6 in the Golden Shears Open Elimination Round, sponsored by Bayleys Real Estate. Everybody needs a real estate agent sooner or later. Nothing wrong with Bayleys. Jules Angus Burney here on the front stand from Masterton. James Rookie Tika Woody on stand number 2. Tegwood Bradley from Woodville on stand 3. Down on stand number 4, Casey Bailey from Riverton. On number 5, Callum O'Brien, Australia. And down on stand number 6, we have Jason Wairarapa. Oh, he's in with a flash hairdo down there. Hey, what's with that? The punk rocker, he says, but I'm going to get it amongst these woolies, and look at him come over that last side. He's swooping, he's got a quick hand, and that's what's going to spook the rest of the opposition. Tegwood Bradley says, well, I haven't been in this open class long, so I better fire in all shots, and he's on stand number 3. A lot of youngsters in this one. Across the shoulder on the last side here and working away is the Australian, working down and out to the flank. Doing pretty well, Callum O'Brien. Look at that out the last leg, just a young shearer too, by golly. Casey Bailey drops that one down the porthole. Tegwood Bradley in here on stand number 2 goes James Rookie. Jules Angus Burney. Another blast from the past. He's Shearing in the open. So it's all on for the young and old here now. Well, I shouldn't say old, you know. But anyway, we'll get over the top and here we go. Wairarapa down the far end. He's making every post a winning shot at the moment. He's leading the Tegwood Bradley by 3. Oh, close on the hook, on the heels of James Rookie. Around the back of the head and dropping into the off shoulder. Jules Angus Burney to the top. Up to the top now comes Callum O'Brien. Casey Bailey into the off shoulder. They're pretty close. What is there? 10 blows cover the field or something. Over the shop. It'll probably get a little bit further apart. It's that red head down the far end. Or is it orange? I'm not sure, but he's on fire and he's coming under the shoulder. Oh, Tegwood Bradley says, I'm right with you, lad, and they're out the last side. 2 minutes in what gone, 2.5, and they're going to go in for sheep number 3. Maybe they've picked the pace up a little bit, Norm. They're stepping in now, very likely.
They're smoking them out now. Tegwood Bradley's first on the board with the 3rd sheep. Jason Wairarapa down there on stand number 6. In and out, and goes James Rookie. And Casey Bailey, he won't be far away come the finishing blows, I can tell you that. Callum O'Brien from Australia, in and out. Jules Angus Burney, just the last leg to wipe off, and she'll be out on the board with 3 as well. But Tegwood Bradley into the top of the head, so just getting away by 2 shots maybe from Jason Wairarapa. Jason down the far stand from the deep south, from the Winton area. Of course, he is the father of a couple of our good senior grade shearers, Brandon and Jade Maguire-Wairarapa. Jason's been just cruising around the competitions, supporting his boys, and hopping up and having a shear now and then. So well done, Jace. Away through the long blow he goes. Steps over. Now Casey Bailey's back with them. Now Callum O'Brien's there as well. Another couple of shots are going to turn for home together. James Rookie's not far away, but Tegwood Bradley leading the field down onto the last leg on sheep number 3. Right out to the toe. Rolls around under the hamstring, over the tail, and out it goes for Tegwood Bradley. In for 4. Casey Bailey's going to be right there, I think. So is Callum O'Brien. O'Brien hops in from Australia, that young man. Changes steel there for Casey Bailey. And he hops for sheep number 4. Jason Wairarapa, change of steel there as well. James Rookie. Pen doors open. He's in and out. Sheep 4 on the board for these guys. Last front shoulder for Jules Angus Burney on stand number 1. Under the leg. Ooh, just having a bit of a discussion with that sheep as to how it should be sitting. I think Jules will win that argument eventually. Just cost her a second or 2. Right out on the back leg. And sheep 4 is on the board very shortly for Jules. Well done, Jules. Can we have Heat number 7, please, to the foot of the stairs. If you're at heat 7, make your way to the foot of the stairs, please, for our marshals. Turning for home is James Rookie, so he's back at him on stand number 2. Tegwin Bradley under the front leg. But Casey Bayley, I did say he wouldn't be far away come the final blows. And he might actually be out in front slightly this time. Casey Bayley, very, very talented shearer. And out that one goes, or eventually if he can get out the hole. And he hops in there with Tegwin Bradley right now. Callum O'Brien on the board. James Rookie on the board. Jason Radama finishing touches. And he'll be on the board with the 5th heap, John.
I was just wondering about that orange hair. I think it's so the kids can find him in the crowd. He just must be as popular as hell. There goes the orange hair. That'll be Dad. We'll go and get him. Up over the tail now comes Tegwin Bradley. Then don't you worry about Jason Radama. He can wheel the steel down there. Look at him pumping it in. The muscles on muscles in those arms. There's no wastage at all as he rocks a couple of big shots up the long blow. The undermine. Making it easy for the long perhaps. A lot of these guys are actually putting 3 up the undermine just to make it easier on the last side because these are a challenge, these sheep. Callum O'Brien coming over onto the money side of the sheep within a couple of shots. Casey Bayley, promising young shearer coming under the shoulder, down and out the flank. He's about 3 shots in front of Tegwin Bradley from Woodville on the 3rd stand. James Rookie, Tika Woody, another 3 or 4 shots back. Jules Burney got another one in the 2 in the pen. She'll be desperate to get in there and hopefully these lovely woolly ladies behave themselves for her. Casey Bayley first to go in for another one. The Australians right on the case as well. Here goes Tegwin. Oh, come on, Jason. Hang in there, my man. Get that last leg off. These youngsters will be starting to hoot you along if you can actually ring the board in this heat, but you've cost yourself a few blows on that one. She's a bit of a scrapper. In he goes into the pen. You've got the experience to handle it. Here comes James Rookie now. 6th and final on the board. First off leg coming off. First off leg for Bradley. I think Rookie's let the shots go now. He says, I need to fire them in quick and hard. Yeah, but Casey Bailey says, too late, Charlie. I've gone out the door. And he turns for home on the money side. Into the long blow for the last time as Callum O'Brien. The Australians, they'll be practising hard for their Trans-Tasman battles later in the piece. Over the shoulder now comes Casey Bayley. Over the shoulder comes Tegwin Bradley. The Australians right on the money as well. He's pulling them in and firing them and quick, but Casey Bayley's too quick, is he? Tegwin Bradley's coming at him. No, Casey Bayley too sharp. Oh, great shear from the boys up here. Tika Woody, James Rookie as well. There goes the Australian. There goes the Woodville lad. Down there we got, from Winton, we got Jason Radama right out the last leg. Making the job look easy. Look at him. He's going to stand up pretty proud. He got him out in just over 8 minutes. Jules Angus Burney has got another one in the pen. She'll have to show what she's worth. She's shown 1 or 2 before this lady, and with great accomplishment. So this is heat number 6 in the Golden Shears Bayley Open Elimination Round. She kicked the handpiece off. Didn't break a comb, luckily. So down the belly she goes. A big, strong young lady too. I'm talking about the sheep. Very experienced shearers, Jill Burney. Had shearing lamb records way back when they started doing 8-hour days. Showed the world for the female gender. As we rock into the first off shoulder now. Very relaxed style. Fancies herself as a bit of an author too. Has written a book about the job. She was an actor in the She Shears. They're coming over the top for the 6th and final time. She knows the time clock's ticking against her at 1 point per 20 seconds, but that's the way for the way the cookie crumbles when you're up here in this big job. And she's only a lady of small stature, but she's got that sheep well under control. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff.
Thanks, John. Thanks, boys and girls. We can have heat 7 on the board, please. Ringakaha Pāwai down there on stand number 6. Peter Ranama on 5. Sam Welsh on 4. Johnny Kirkpatrick on 3. Stand 2 will be Robert Mudgway, and stand 1, Richard Pearson. That's heat 7. Heat 8 need to be ready to go, please, if they can make their way forward to the foot of the stand. Tristan Mackay, Nuki Gordon, Axel Reid, Troy Piper, Roland Smith, and Brett Roberts. So they're the next heat number 8 that'll be. This one is heat 7 up on the stage now.
Okay, we got a green light. Can we have the shearers on the board? Okay, guys, come on. Oh, looks like Robert's found one prettier than the other ones. He thinks that maybe she wants a ribbon in her hair and a wool. Good answer, referee. Shearers on the board. Timekeeper's right. Judges, competitors, go. Oh, Ringakaha Paiwai down on stand number 6. He bounced into the pen, Peter Wairarapa on 5. Lucky to see, they're lovely to see these guys up here. Sam Welch, we got another power shearer there on stand number 4. Johnny Kirkpatrick on number 3. Who don't need more about, you fellas know more about him than anybody else because he's been here that long. Lived in the Masterton area for a little while as well. Robert Mudgway ready to pump the iron here as he drops into the first off shoulder on stand number 2. And one of the evergreens, Richard Pearson, up here on the front stage, taking every little whisker of wool off. He's going to be earning his little cold tui at the end of this one as he comes across the first off shoulder now. Creeps down on his sheep and tries not to let it move as he rocks up the long blow, but the pace in the field could be down there on number 5. Peter Wairarapa, he likes to step into the pen. Robert Mudgway says, I'm not too far behind you. Down there, the far end, number 6, number 4, 3. A bit of a blanket over those ones. You need to put the whip on yourself, Richard. You're coming under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Still at the top of the heap is Ethan Pankhurst with a 26. That'll be the one to beat at the moment. There's still a lot of good shearers to come out of this game, though. Sheep number 2 on the board for 5 of them. Up over the top, Johnny Kay. Round the back of the head comes Sam Welch. White Kiratu lad. Oh, he's no longer a lad. He's an experienced powerhouse of a shearer. Got records to prove it. runs the contracting gang up there with his lovely wife Emily. Over the shoulder on the last side. Look at him pump the iron now. Not too far behind is Wairarapa on stand number 6 and down to Paiwai on Paiwai on 6 and Wairarapa on stand number 5. Kirky comes under the shoulder and down out to the flank. Mudgeway to the top of the shoulder. Heat number 7 in the Bayleys. Elimination round. Get him done, Johnny. Go get him.
Johnny Caters steps in out of the pen. Peter Wairarapa right there. Rangakaha Pāwai right there as well. Down there on stand 6. Robert Mudgeway. A couple of shots. Back off the pace, but Sam Welsh on stand number 4. Around the back of the head into the front shoulder. Top knot off for Kirkpatrick. Up the neck he steps, but Sam Welsh leading the way. Swinging through the backbone of the sheep. Right over onto the other side and then turning for home. Hopefully taking enough off the other side of the backbone to make it a good short last side. And get yet another blow on the rest of the field as he drives out towards the back leg. Another couple of shots and he'll be looking for sheep number 4. And goes Richard Pearson for 3 on stand 1. Up on the stage again for many years. Sam Welsh. Couple of shots ahead of anyone else. It'll be about the belly, I'd say. He'll have the belly out when Johnny hits his handpiece. And not far away as he turns into the first hind leg. Down comes Peter Wairarapa and Rangakaha Pāwai. Another couple of shots and goes Ring down there on stand number 6. Peter Wairarapa steps in on stand number 5. Sheep 4 on the board for those two shearers. Robert Mudgeway not far away. Finishing touches on 4. In for 5 and out on the board. Sam Welsh, long blow time on stand number 4. And away through into the base of the aerial. Step over the back leg and swing up through the backbone. Ooh, bit of a kick and a wriggle. Not far enough over the backbone, so he went back for another shot. Quite hard to sneak that one in sometimes if they're not obeying your orders. And down comes Johnny Kirkpatrick. So Johnny Kirkpatrick taking advantage of that difficult sheep of Sam Welsh's and sneaking out into the front. Silent assassin they say he is, and he certainly is. Johnny Kirkpatrick just works away quietly, and when you're watching everyone else, he's next thing he's out in front. JK on stand number 3. Belly's off and goes Sam Welsh. Richard Pearson is in for sheep number 4 on stand 1. JK top knot comes off on sheep number 5 though, and through and up the neck he steps. Breaks it open. Big woolly ewe. Great line of ewes, these ones from Hikarangi. Fit, fat, beautiful condition, and a real credit to the farmers out there. So Peter Wairarapa in and out. John, way down the belly he goes, but Johnny Kirkpatrick just sneaking out into the lead. Not far ahead of Sam Welsh though.
What do you mean fat?
Fat ewes.
They're well conditioned.
Big fat ewes.
Well,
they are. Big fat ewes.
Okay.
John.
What do you call yourself?
Okay, then you're a well-conditioned commentator.
Hey, let's get back here and let's get away from the personal stuff. Here, Richard Pearson, sheep number 4, rolling up the long blow. Turning on to the last side now. Bayleys Real Estate, open elimination round, heat 7. And up the long blow comes Robert Mudgeway as Johnny Kirkpatrick. He's just slipped back off the pace by a couple of shots because Sam Welsh didn't like being pipped on that fiery one. It was sheep number 4. And over the top on the last side now comes Peter Wairarapa. He shook them up with an early lead, but he's still on sheep number 5. In goes Rangakaha Pāwai down the far end on number 6. Making it look easy. 6 on the board for him. 6 on the board, half shorn for Johnny Kirkpatrick and Sam Welsh. Wairarapa's got 6 coming out in about 2 shots. Mudgeway with 6 on the board. Richard with up the front here was sheep number 5. So he's 1 off the pace, or 1.5. Sam Welsh says, let me go. 6 minutes and 53, and he's going down the last side. Still a little bit off the pace, but good shear. Look at that. Look up the top there. You count him out. He's in the blue line. Good shear. Down the last side comes Johnny Kirkpatrick. Right out the last leg. He's got away from the other two, Ringakaha and Peter. But they're not to be disgraced because they're shearing along well at the bottom end of the stand. Johnny Kirkpatrick, a good score in the blue as well. Just the time points between them. That's what separated the Sam and Johnny. Coming across the last side is Robert Mudgeway, but Ringakaha Paiwa has finished the job down there. Out the last side now comes Peter Rarama. Loves the shearing competitions. Mudgeway's completed the task. Richard Pearson still got one on the pin. So we'll bear with it and we'll come down and we'll help him get the wool off this last one. Or second to last one, and then we'll talk him home. He'll probably talk himself home, but we probably will end up giving him a hand to get it off. He's going to do it in about 36 blows. I can hear him thinking, no, you got one. Oh, I thought he was going to walk off. He's just putting the fresh steel on. He wants the right cut. And he goes now. Just the time points are going to be against him. Not too worried. He says, I'll get it done. I'll still go to work on Monday. As long as somebody will put some sheep in for me. He gives these other young fellas a few years. He doesn't have as many haircuts as he used to. Up over the tail he comes. That's running a bit sweeter. He says, I'll make the most of this one. I'm going to blow it out. Just on 9 minutes of coming up, but he's not worried about that time. He just wants to get the wool off. And he knows he can shear well. And he'd be talking to the wool handler. Says, how am I going, ducks? You won't hit me with the board if a sheep gets away on me, would you? Rocking up onto the last side now. Woolhandler's been doing a marvellous job here over the last couple of days. Still another one and a bit to go. What we're trying to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is find the top 30. I think we have 12 heats. So 6, 12, so 72. We've got to cut it in half or more. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Great shearing from our expertise shearers.
Well done, Richard. Well done, team. Heat 8 on the board, please. On stand 6, we'll have Brett Roberts. On stand 5, Roland Smith. Stand 4, Troy Piper. Stand 3, Axel Reid. Stand 2, Nuki Gordon. And on stand 1, we will have Tristan Mackay. So get into some big name players in this heat, that's for sure. The bottom 3 stands especially. Brett Roberts from Matoda. He's been on fire down there in Southland. Won a couple of big time competitions for the first time ever. Great to see him get through into the next round. Roland Smith, of course, one of the strongest shearers in the world currently. Troy Piper. He's been performing very, very well down there as well, around the traps down in Southland. And then some North Island shearers there. Axel Reid, Nuki Gordon, Tristan Mackay, all looking for a spot in the top 30. And that one, of course, proudly sponsored by Bayleys Real Estate. Big thanks to Bayleys Real Estate, especially because one of the people that works for them is sitting beside me. So a huge thanks to Bayleys Real Estate before I get a clip around the ear. So just waiting for the green light. We have the green light, so waiting for the referee now we are. Can we have Jack Fagan, Daniel McIntyre, Martini Mason, Hemi Braddock, Bart Headfield and Dion King to make their way to the foot of the stairs, please? So you're all ready to rock and roll for your heat next. That'll be heat 9. Referee, we bit of work to do this time. Oh, no sheep. Okay.
Okay, we got a green light here. We got the referee coming along the board. Just need the shearers on the board. Still waiting. I'm sure somebody can put an extra sheep in his pen. That's what you got a judge standing behind you for. On the board, please. Looks like we're ready to roll. Timekeepers are good. Judges, competitors, go. They're all into the pen at the right time. Let's see how they deal with their first fistful of muscle. They're just going to rock down the bed. 3 quick shots. Tristan Mackay for Wairarapa here on the front. Nookie Gordon from Masterton on number 2. Axel Reid, Ty Happy on 3. Troy Piper in the South Amberley on number 4. Rolly Smith from Hastings on stand number 5. And Brent Roberts from down on the deep south, as Norm would say. Can't get much deeper than Matara. Brent was up here shearing in the resident shearers for the wool handlers and doing a marvellous job. We thanked all those shearers that took place in the helping of that event. So who's going to be first off? You know the time they've got to keep. We've got 6 minutes and about 45, I think, still the fastest time. Let's see. Roll. He got that one out pretty sharp. By crikey. That might have been just over a minute or less. I say he was very pumping that one. Can't quite see with the clock. I should have looked at the other clock. But anyway, what have we got? Here we go. Front stand. Tristan going down the first off leg, the last off leg. Last off leg for Nookie Gordon. Axel Reid's got another one on the board. Troy Piper says, well, Rolly, I better go with you. Take me along for the ride, please. Likewise, there's Brent Roberts from down in Matara. But Rolly Smith, he's throwing him in quick and hard as he goes across the long blow of the sheep. He's a big, long, lean shearer, and he's pumping those arms hard and pulling them and the sheep hard and against his legs, so he's got something to work with. And over the shoulder on the last side comes Troy Piper. Oh, I think he might be coming back at Smithy in this one. Around the back of the head and to the money side comes Axel Reid. Look at those shoulders on the Ty Happy lad. He's been eating his wheat mix for sure. Troy Piper's in within 2 shots now of Smithy. Brent Roberts down the last leg. They sense the opportunity. We've got 2 minutes and 20 gone, and we've got sheep number 3 on the board. So you can know that the pace is hotting up here in the Bayleys Real Estate Elimination Round. Heat number 8. We've got 12 of them to go through. Then we'll knock off for the afternoon. Down here on stand number 2, Nookie Gordon's been working with us here in the commentary box. Out the last leg he comes. He'll be hoping he's not going to have to come back up here. He wants to get into the next round. The top 30 will be what he's aiming at. Oh, and they will go take every step as it comes. Under the shoulder comes Mackay. Tristan here on the front stand. Down and out to the flank he goes. Big shots for him. Brent Roberts is into the long blow. Round into the off shoulder. Axel Reid. Oh, I'm starting to feel it. Nookie, the pressure's coming on. First off leg for you. Troy Piper to the top of the shoulder. Rolly Smith down and out to the flank. Troy Piper following 3 shots behind. Sheep number 3 almost done. In he goes, the big fella from Hastings.
Commanding share from Roland Smith once again. Troy Piper's on the board. Sheep number 4 it is, back there for Roland Smith and Troy Piper. Brett Roberts finishing touches, Alex Reed finishing touches of sheep number 3. They'll be in for 4. And away goes Nuki Gordon, sweeping up the backbone of the sheep. Another couple of shots, he'll turn for home. Tristan Mackay around the back of the head and under the shoulder on 3. Axel Reed this time. Bayleys coming off on sheep number 4. Brett Roberts is there as well, but Roland Smith out in front as far as pace goes. That's where he likes to be. And away through the long blow, he sweeps another couple of shots, and he will turn for home on sheep number 4. Troy Piper's still not far away. He's just hanging in there by the skin of his teeth. Round through the backbone, he turns for home, as does Troy Piper, so he's onto the last front shoulder, but Roland Smith, he's already been there and done that as he slides out onto the hind leg this time. Rolls over the tail, Troy Piper not far away. Another couple of shots, and Roland in and out with sheep number 5, Troy Piper, finishing over the tail, and he's in and out with sheep number 5. Change of steel for Troy first, though, and then he's in and out with sheep number 5. Down over the last front shoulder for Brett Roberts, the big man from Matoda down there on stand 6. Shearing so well the last couple of months. Hopefully he's going to be able to keep it going. Big Brett rolls out onto the back legs. Another couple of shots, and he'll be looking for sheep number 5. In goes Axel Reed from Ty Happy on stand number 3. Back onto the board. Back onto the board for Brett Roberts on stand 6. So that's their 5th sheep on the board. Nuki Gordon sweeps up the backbone. He turns for home. Cheeks off and down over the last front shoulder for Nuki. Chuck on the steel, and Kristen Mackay round through into the first front shoulder from Wairarapa on stand number 1. Lays it into the long blow. Sheep number 4 on the board for Tristan. Sheep 4 on the board for Nuki, but not for long. And last tide time for stands 4 and 5. Troy Piper down over the last front shoulder. Roland Smith, last leg. Right out to the toe. Rolls under the hamstring. Roland Smith, another couple of shots, and the big man, he's going to step in the pen. Troy Piper just hanging on. Keeping the gap about the same, not getting any further behind. Hopefully they've kept a good one for last. Just put the acid on the rest of the field. Axel Reed, finishing touches. Bobbing up and down as he drops down over the tail into the pen for his last sheep is Axel Reed. Sheep 6 it is. Coming onto the board now. 5 on there for Tristan Mackay. Nuki Gordon well through 5, sweeping up the long blow, and he steps across. And another couple of shots, and he'll be turning for home. He's had his family doing so well in all the other disciplines, wool handling, the pressing and the shearing and the lower grades. And it's his turn to get up there and have a blast. This is how you do it, kids. Under the front leg and away down into the flank for Nuki Gordon. But Roland Smith, last sheep on the board, and he does about the same thing. Last leg for Roland Smith. Down comes Troy Piper, but Roland out in front. Hits the button in 6 minutes and 51 seconds for Roland Smith. So that's a pretty awesome shear in the heats of the Golden Shears Open this year. Troy Piper buttons off and bang on 7 minutes. Down comes Brett Roberts, so he's right back there with Axel Reed this time. Right out onto the back leg, they roll both these shearers, blow for blow. Axel Reed going to reach for his button, bang, there it is. Brett Roberts' time clock has stopped well as well. So Tristan about to go in for sheep number 6, and that'll bring his last sheep onto the board. Nuki Gordon already got it out there, swinging round through the first front shoulder. Lays it into the long blow, the young man on stand number 2. Sweeps up the backbone, right over the spine and into the last cheek is Nuki Gordon. Down over the last front shoulder he roars. Tristan Mackay from Wairarapa opens up the back leg on sheep number 6, and down comes Nuki Gordon. Part of the team here at the Golden Shears, so Nuki just got up there, have a bit of a play, and join his family in competing. Well done, Nuki.
We're working away, Tristan, here on the front stand. Keeping the job right. You just watch that board figure there. There's nothing wrong with those. As we wait for him to put in another 25 shots into the sheep. Well, sorry, 20. He's over halfway through it, so He's rocking on to the last side now. Turning off the top, saved the smaller one for the last. There's been some big mummers come through this catching pen door with wool on in the last couple of days, and this one may be just a little bit 2 kilos lighter than the average, which is shearing very well. Look at that, a lovely shear. Well done, Tristan. Round of applause. Heat number 8, ladies and gentlemen, in the Golden Shears Bailey Open Elimination Round.
Heat 9 in the Bayleys Open Heats. We'll have Dion King on stand 6, please. Bart Hedfield on 5. Hemi Braddock on 4. Martini Mason on 3. Daniel McIntyre on 2. Jack Fagan on stand number 1. Another big lineup. Dion King. Big bad Bart Hedfield there on stand number 5. Hemi Braddock, good young shearer, this boy.
Oh, I thought he was home working. Sent the kids down.
Yeah, well, he must have decided to come down and straighten them out, maybe. Daniel McIntyre, Australian representative on stand number 2. Great to have Daniel back here at the Golden Shears. And young Jack Fagan from the King Country, stand 1.
Still pumping away now. Here we are, 20 past 4. Heat number 9, we've got 10, 11, 12 to do, so we're looking at another half an hour before we can break. So you judges just hang on in there. Another half an hour's work out of you. And then we'll promise you a bone at the end of it, and then you can come back later on and work for a cup of tea. That'll be cool. I like you just going along with the story. I can see one fella behind the screen with the glasses on starting to get steamed up. I might be able to find him a ginger beer. Shearers on the board. Dion King down the far end. Fit and healthy. Beautiful sheep in those pens, fellas. I'd get out of there before they stand on your foot. Could break 5 bones in your toe. Oh, that one must have had a grumpy sleep last night. A bit like me. Okay, come on, Mr. Ref. Thank you. Timekeepers are good. Judges, competitors, go. Into the pen. Jack Fagan here on the front stand. Tika Widiite. Australia's Daniel McIntyre. Martini Mason from Masterton. Hemi Braddock, Ekatahuna. Bart Hadfield from Wairarapa. And down the far end from Hastings, Dion King. So let's see how these guys go. They know that the time is a 7 minutes sort of thing. That'll get to try to get you the maximum points. Or even just a shade under, but you've got to keep the quality right. And that's the second column on the board, up there above the shears. So the time points are going to calculate at 20 seconds per point. The average number of second cuts are the board points. That's the second cuts to the wool fibre. And then the pen points are the judging, the final judging outside before it goes to the trucking pen. Keep those as low as possible and we'll find our eventual top qualifier. Who's going to be first off? And it's Bart Hadfield, big bad Bart. Up the front here, Jack Fagan says, I'm not too far behind. Dion King, like size. Hemi Braddock says, I'm just a youngster in this group, but I'll jump in and here, boots and all. Daniel McIntyre, the Australian, goes in. Martini Mason, sure for the Woolhandling events. here in the last couple of days. So he's been keeping warm, but of course these are different sheep. These are second shears sheep. He's been shearing full wool all the time. So there's a different cut required on the second shear. It's a lot harsher. The gear needs to be not quite as thick. It's a bit drier cut as Hemi Braddock steams around the back of the head and down into that off shoulder. Bart Hadfield had the early pace, but Dion King says, okay, Bart, that's enough of that sort of carry on. Well, let's take you over here, and coming down over the shoulder on the last side. Jack Fagan says, nothing wrong with that, and I'm sticking with you. Hemi Braddock next in line. Daniel McIntyre, the Australian, coming across on 2. Over the shoulder now comes the Martini Mason. There's still sheep number 2, and what is there, about 5 blows covering the field. Then goes Dion King at the moment. Jack Fagan's next in line. Daniel McIntyre, Bart Hadfield, Hemi Braddock. And come on, Martini, you've just been practicing for the last couple of days. You're going to make the shot score now. Fire 'em and quick and hard. Remember, we're trying to find the top 30. And we can't do that until we get all these 72 shearers judged and categorised. Jack Fagan up the top now. Dion King steps forward for the neck. Hemi Braddock says, I'm right there. Bart Hadfield's pumping big and hard. He'll be breathing. Another man from up on the east coast, the Wairarapa, into the first off shoulder. Comes Daniel McIntyre, Lady Sheep. She's just a little bit fidgety, just a little bit more pressure needs to be applied. Tuck that toe under the shoulder blade and keep the right one hard in against the buttock. Over the shoulder on the last side comes King. Jack Fagan under the shoulder. To the top of the shoulder, Hadfield. Top of the shoulder, Braddock. Oh, McIntyre right there as well. These guys are making it easy. They make it look easy. Beautiful scores up there once again, halfway through the job. And we're gone for a new leader, Jack Fagan. Steps in ahead of Hadfield, King, and then McIntyre. Braddock changes the steel. Martini Mason, very relaxed style there. Sheep number 4 coming on the board for the ball. It looks far too easy. Can't be that easy, can it, Norm?
Well, they're making it look easy, that's for sure, John. You did right. Jack Fagan winds his way around the back of the head on sheep number 4. Still a couple left in the pan for him. Just starting to get into his rhythm now. Dion King round the back of the head. Up comes Bart Hadfield down there on stand 5. Top of the head coming off for Hemi Braddock, the young man from Ikitahuna on stand 4. Up comes Martini Mason. Daniel McIntyre already into the first front shoulder. Swings around, lays it into the long blow. Beautiful quality share of this Aussie on stand number 2. Way through the long blow he sweeps, he steps across. Bottom tooth, you can guarantee, will be hard down on the skin. Jack Fagan off and off for the handpiece on the door with the hand. And back on and away he goes, finds a forward gear, way down the belly. So out in front, Jack Fagan, sheep number 5 it is on the board. Sheep gives a bit of a kick and a wriggle, but Jack got to stay right on top of it. Into the first hind leg, 1, 2, up the undermine. Dion King got the belly off. He turns into the first hind leg this time. Out comes Hemi Braddock. In goes Bart Hadfield. Finishing touches for Martini Mason. Daniel McIntyre's on the board with these 5th sheep. So now the whole board have their 5th sheep on the board. Martini Mason. Way down the belly he goes, this young fella from Masterton. Another couple of shots and he'll be turning into the first hind leg. There with Daniel McIntyre. Daniel McIntyre, though, he's finished the hind leg and up the neck he steps. Jack Fagan still leading. Down over the front shoulder for Big Jack on stand number 1. Dion King turns for home, the cheeks off. The rest of the field around through and towards the first front shoulder, but Jack Fagan slides over the tail. Out it goes. Cord is found very, very quickly. In and out of the pen he steps. 6 on the board. Sheep number 6, final one for Jack Fagan. His pen is empty. The rest of the field, Daniel McIntyre down the last side. He paused there with Bart Hadfield. So Dion King's got 6 on the board. Now in goes Hemi Braddock. Hemi Braddock starting to hop and do his work now. Out on the ball he steps. Bart Hadfield finishing touches. Daniel McIntyre's in and out with 6. Martini Mason, just a couple of shots back off the pace of Bart Hedfield. Big sweeping blows right over the tail for Martini, and in he hops. 6 on the board for all these shearers. So quick change of handpiece for Martini, and away he goes. But still, Jack Fagan out in front as far as pace goes. Ooh. Just got to keep it under control on that long blow. Not the easiest thing to do as he turns for home. Gives a bit of a kick and a wriggle once again. Cost him a blow. Still comfortable lead on the rest of the field, though, as Jack Fagan as he slides down onto the last front shoulder. Dion King, though. Here he comes, the big man down there on stand number 6. Sweat starting to glisten on the muscles a wee bit down there. Under the front leg, Dion King drops down into the flank, but Jack Fagan reaches for the button. Time clock stop for Jack. Dion King, out it goes, hits the red button as well. Hemi Braddock not far away, another couple of shots for the wee fella from Mekadahuna, and he'll be looking for the red light. Rest of the field round onto the last side. Front shoulder for Martini, last side for Daniel, but Bart Hedfield reaches for the button. That's his attempt to getting into the top 30, done and dusted. Daniel McIntyre, beautiful quality share there once again, and Martini Mason has the last say, but not by much. And that was heat number 9. They can move off the board. We'll get heat 10 up, please. Willie McSkimming on stand number 6. Wild Willie McSkimming. Phil Weird on stand 5. Ricky Alabaster on 4. David Buick on 3. Big Aaron Haynes on stand number 2. And Muzzer Henderson on the front stand. So can we have heat 11 to make their way to the foot of the stage, please? They will be Tootie Edmonds, Michael Fabish, Jason Wingfield, Gavin Much, Nathan Stratford, Dennis O'Sullivan. Next heat, just to make their way to the foot of the stage, just take a seat. Wait patiently where our marshal can see you. Thank you. Aaron Haynes, Murray Henderson, both finalists here in the last wee while. Murray Henderson, of course, he's got a second win nowadays, John, this fella. Aaron Haynes, super fit, as you can see. David Buick's one of our strongest shearers. Ricky Alabaster up there. Phil Weird, Willie McSkimming. Good lineup once again in this heat number 10.
All the sheep in, are they, referee? We have a green light. Thank you. We got the thumbs up. Everybody happy. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. Ooh, not getting any less the intense pressure these guys are putting themselves on there as they step into the pen for heat number 10 in the Bayleys sponsored event. Willie McSkimming from Tauramanui down the far end. On number 5, Phil Weird from Auckland. Ty Happy's Ricky Alabaster on number 4, David Buick Pongaroa. Aaron Haynes on 2 from Fielding, and Muzzer Henderson from Helcombe. And the Manawatu, he's up on the front stand. He's been around for a day or two as Muzzer Henderson, and he's seems to be one of those evergreen shearers that keeps popping it up when it comes finals time. It just goes to show you the dedication these gentlemen put themselves through. Who's going to be the first to get underway on this one? And quickly as we come down the last side, first sheep was going to be done in under a minute. 2.7 points in time for that first sheep there by Aaron Haynes. So that is the pretty sharp sort of time. David Buick says, right, I've been all around the country chasing these shows. I've got to make sure one of my ones that are close to home, I'm going to be getting in towards the top 30 here. 72 shearers to cut down to 30 for this evening's program. Murray Henderson, Ricky Alabaster, Phil Wedd. Down there the far end is Mick Skimming. They've all got sheep number 2 on the board. But it's Aaron Haynes still burrowing into that first off shoulder. Using his left hand there just to take a little tufted wall off the inside of the leg that he missed with the bottom tooth, and he's turned for home. Right on his heels is Phil Wedd. Just a very small stature for Shearer, but he's got a lion's heart, and he comes under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. David Buick there as well. Top of the shoulder here for Murray Henderson. Top of the shoulder for Willie McSkimming. Oh, you could put a blanket over him. Stand number 5. Phil Wedd goes in. Then out comes Aaron Haynes, David Buick. Nothing in it here in the front. Murray Henderson, followed by Ricky Alabaster. Just like that. Time I read all the names out, they've all got another sheep on the board. Great to see this poetry in motion as they rock up over the tail. Phil Wedd only puts 2 shots in the undermine. He must have a superb reach on that last side as he throws them in deep right up the neck and around the back of the head. Holding the sheep very gently on the top of his knee there as he drops down into that off shoulder. Look how his left leg's right hard under that wither of the sheep. That's the top of the front shoulder. Right up the long blow he comes now. Foot still hard under the sheep's shoulder there, trying to keep it off the floor. That's the story, turning for home. You watch it, you young shearers. You should learn a lot of these guys. But Buick starting to pull the button out here now. He's let the choke go. The old V8's kicked into action and into the peen he goes. Looks like she's starting to wind up. Sheep number 4 on the board, and they're doing them about 3:10. A minute 10. And here goes Haynes into the pen. Buick's got one that won't quite sit that first off leg, but he's settled it down now, down the hole for Phil Wedd. Ricky Alabaster's trying to hang on, the lad from Taiapi. Into the pen goes Willie McSkimming. Tamarunui just about throws the door of its hinges down there. It's got a big one too. Look at the roundness of the sheep. It's going to take about a floor blow belly in. Yes, I was right. It's full of juice inside there. Round the back of the head comes Aaron Haynes. But the man, the Buick, he's pulled the choke out, let the handbrake off, and he's gone away from them. Over the last shoulder. A little bit of a ploy to sit in behind and get that first sheep done with a low score. And then give it the burn up. So just that second row of points up there. You just keep an eye on those, ladies and gentlemen. This is heat number 10. We've had 60 shearers go before us. Sheep number 4 coming up, number 5 coming up now and all. And I think the Buick, he's got things in good control on the speed section.
Yes, he's a very well controlled shearer, no doubt about that, is David Buick, and you're right, he has got it under control. Down the first hind leg, he sweeps up the backbone of the sheep, 1, 2. Top of the head comes off for Dave Buick. And Aaron Haynes is on the board. Phil Wedd, change of steel, and he's in and out with sheep number 5 as well. Ricky Alabaster not far away. Old Willie McSkimming strokes the wall off over the tail. Another couple of shots, and he'll be looking for sheep number 5 down there on stand 6. Change of steel first, though. Out comes Ricky with 5. In goes Wooly, 4-5. And the rest of the field got 5 on the board. So David Buick down over the last front shoulder. Under the front leg, but turning for home is Aaron Haynes. So Aaron Haynes still right there as far as pace goes. Under the front leg. Paces and everything, but it's very, very important at this level. Right down to the back leg. Another couple of shots for Aaron Haynes. He's going to join David Buick on the board with sheep number 6, Murray Henderson, coming back at them as well. Down he paws. Down into the flank on the last side. Right out onto the hind leg. Haynes has hopped in. David Buick changes steel, and he's been in and out. He's into the first hind leg now is David Buick. Aaron Haynes got a nice looking sheep there for his 6th and final sheep. Change of steel for Murray Henderson. And out on the board he goes. Could have saved himself a second and not changed it, but would have made him pay with the extra points he would have lost. Wee bit of fluffy cut. Maybe picked up a bit of skin because he's pushing it. In and out comes Phil Weird. But it's still David Buick. Long blow time, but Aaron Haynes come right back at him. He's in the long blow as well. Good work in the pen. Well picked by Aaron at Sheep. Turns for home. Cheek comes off, and he's on the last front shoulder there with David, but David just in front by a couple of shots still as he drops down into the flank on the last side. Down comes Aaron Haynes. David Buick. Aaron Haynes. David Buick. Over the tail, reaches for the button. Time clock stopped. Aaron Haynes, 3 shots behind him. Time clock stopped on stand number 2. And Murray Henderson with another fine share on stand number 1. Down the last side he pours, right out onto the hind leg. Murray Henderson, over the tail out it goes. Time clock stopped there on stand number 1. Well done, Murray. Phil Weird. Another couple of shots, and the big man on stand number 5 is going to let that one go. He hits the button, and that's him done as well. Last side time for Wild William McSkimming as he works his way down over the last front shoulder under the leg. Sheep number 6 is on the board for these last 2 shearers. Right out over the tail for William McSkimming. And button hit. Well done, Willie. Ricky Alabaster. Another couple of shots he's going to bring to a close. Heat number 10 in the Bayleys Open. Well done, Ricky. Give him a hand, folks. Heat 10 it was. Can we get heat 11 on the board, please? Dennis O'Sullivan from Ireland on stand 6. Nathan Stratford from Invercargill on 5. Gavin Much from Scotland on 4. Jason Wingfield from Australia on 3. Michael Fabish from Stratford on 2. And Tootie Edmonds from Rarahi on stand number 1. Which leaves our last heat to make their way to the foot of the stage. Darren Alexander, Mark Granger, Stuart Connor, Dylan McGrady and Digger Balm. Please, to the foot of the stage. And we'll get John to set these guys up and let them rip into it.
Yeah, just a few things in the housekeeping, ladies and gentlemen. As we announce the top 30, the singlets will be available down on the left of the announcers table. The singlets for the top 30 will be available as soon as we announce them at the side of the announcers table. Also, if anybody wants to give a hand to help set up the hall for tonight, we're running a little bit short of time. So perhaps anybody that's free for half an hour and carry a few chairs here and there would be able to assist if you like to gather down towards the pressing area at the conclusion of the shearing. Thank you. So we've got our chief referee sitting down there waiting to get caned. Our pen staff are working feverishly out the back to try and get the sheep up. Heat number 11 on the board, please. We have a green light. We got the thumbs up from the referee. We're ready to go. Everybody happy? Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. Into the pen for the 11th heat. Bayleys Real Estate Open Elimination Round. Bayleys Real Estate. Hey, let's hope they get a bit of mileage out of this supporting this Open. I believe this is the second year in a crack. So who's going to do the pumping on this one? We've got the big Australian in the middle of the field. He says, I don't really have to win any money over here. I've got 6 teams working for me at home today in the dry, harsh conditions of Australia. That's not why he's here. He's here to represent his country and do the best for himself, as Jason Wingfield, ladies and gentlemen. On stand number 3, Gavin Much on number 4 from Whangamomana. Up in the Naki. Nathan Stratford from Invercargill on stand number 5. On number 6, we get Dennis O'Sullivan from Ireland down on the far end. And not to forget about the couple of lads up here on the front. We got Terry Edmonds from Radehi and Michael Fabish from Stratford. Rocking it in hard and quick, but it could be Jason Wingfield. No, it's not. It's going to be Nathan Stratford. Gone into the pen. Can't see anything on the board yet. What's wrong with the computer? I assure you it is not stuck. Obviously a good shear. Edmonds out the last leg. Promising young shearer now from the Tie Happy Radehi region as he drops into the first off shoulder. Now is the paceman Gavin Much up over the top. He's about to come. Wingers has got these pants blown off for this one. Gavin Much has let the brakes off. Nathan Stratford starting to wind into the first off shoulder. One more heat in the pens. In the long blow now comes Dennis O'Sullivan. Hell, I thought I was going to be watching an old rugby mate shear with the same name, but it's a young fella from Ireland down there on stand number 6. Turning on to the last side. Racking it over, making it look pretty easy too. They learnt to do it right, these fellas up here in this open class. And they're making it happen for themselves as Stratford comes out the last leg. Jason Wingfield brings out sheep number 3. Gavin Much up over the top. In goes Michael Fabish. Terry Edmonds needs to slip the old collar a little bit. Down and out to the flank. Choke the comb up. You know the time's going to go against you. You got to back your bottom hand. Keep that bottom tooth down and go hard. Stratford into the long blow. He must have made a mistake. I can see the board starting to move. Round the back of the head, he's about to swing in the first shoulder. Long blow time coming up for him. Look at him go. But Gavin Much comes across the shoulder. He says, righto, mate, I'm going to be half a sheep ahead of you by the time I finish this one. That's his aim, is to blow the socks off the rest of the competition as he drops down the last side. Sweeping blows the Scotsman. Farms in the hills in Taranaki with his family. He's down here. He hasn't forgotten his heritage though, as he swings down the belly for the 4th time. Stratford. Really, we should let Norm really rack this fella up and get on with it as Wingers goes in ahead of him. Oh, we won't be liking that, big Norm.
Oh, he's just keeps his focus on what he does best, John. That's the quality of his work, Nathan Stratford, no doubt about that. Don't let get too rattled about what anyone else is doing. He's played the game a few times before. He is a master shearer. Way into the first hind leg for Stratty. Dennis O'Sullivan from Ireland down there on stand 6. Back onto the board, he backs. So does Tootie Edmonds. 4 on the board for these two shearers. Opposite end of the paddock, but having their own little ding-dong battle. Tootie Edmonds and Dennis O'Sullivan. Gavin Much last side and last blow on sheep number 4, and he's in and out with sheep number 5. Very vigorous shearer. He believes the best form of defence is attack, I'm sure, and he attacks him. And he winds his way into the first hind leg. Gavin Much, that's the way he rolls. Never changes, and it quite often works for him too, just quietly. Cheek comes off up into the base of the ear and around the back of the head for Gavin Much. Stand number 4 we're looking at, and Jason Wingfield, the big fella from Aussie, steps in and out of the pen. Sheep number 5 coming on the board. Sheep 5 coming on the board for Michael Fabish. And away down the belly they go together. Jason Wingfield, very, very good Australian shearer, representing Australia here, and he turns into the first hind leg. But Nathan Stratford, he's got 5 on the board. Dennis O'Sullivan, another couple of shots, and he's in and out. So just pulled ahead of Tootie Edmonds by 1 blow, and Tootie hops in and out of the pen with sheep number 5. 1 left in the pen for the whole field now. Well, not anymore, because Gavin Much has got it on the board. Trust me to come up with something like that. Gavin Much, I'll show you, there's no sheep left in my pen, son, as he flicks the belly out behind him, turns into the back leg. Opens it up. Couple of short blows, stabbing blows down towards the backbone of the sheep, and up down the mine he steps. Top knots off for him. rapid fire hand this man's got. That's just his natural rhythm. Not everyone's the same. You see the guys just floating it off, and you see the guys attacking like Gavin Much. Either or, whatever's best for the shearer. Jason Wingfield steps in and out of the pen. He's got sheep number 6 on the board, the big Aussie, and Michael Fabish has got 6 on the board as well. Nathan Stratford finishing touches to 5, and he'll be in for 6. Stratty, out it goes. Change of steel for Nathan Stratford, and he's in and out with sheep number 6. Just as Gavin Much turns down over the last front shoulder. Under the leg, down into the flank for Gavin Much. Another couple of shots. The man from Whangamomona, originally from Scotland. Over the tail he shears, and he's going to let that one roll out the hole as he hits the button. Well done, Gavin Much. 6 minutes, 44 seconds on the clock that time for Gavin Much. Well, Sean. That'll be about the fastest time, I'd imagine. He wouldn't be far away. So Jason Wingfield, down he pulls on his 6th and final sheep. He's going to be the next man finished. The big Aussie rolls around under the hamstring, over the tail for Jason. Give him a hand, folks. The big fellow representing Australia here today or tomorrow. And he can straighten his back. Looking for a spot in the top 30, of course. Nathan Stratford. Over the tail, and out it goes for Stratty. Well done, Nathan. Good South Island man. Michael Fabish from the Naki. And Dennis O'Sullivan from Ireland. Got a couple of shots ahead of Tootie Edmonds in their wee battle they were having. He hits the button in about 7 minutes, 40 odd seconds, and down comes Tootie Edmonds. He's going to have the last say in heat by 11. Right over the tail he rolls. And out at the hole it drops. Give them a hand, folks. Heat number 11. Looking for a spot in the top 30, which we will see contested tonight. So on to the last heat of the Bayleys Open. 5 shearers in this heat. Digabam, stand number 5, please. Dylan McGrady on 4. Stuart Connor from England on 3. Mark Granger on 2. Darren Alexander, stand number 1.
Just don't forget, if you've got a free 5-10 minutes, give the organisers a hand to shift a bit of furniture. That would be cool if you could meet down the pressing area. Mr. Greg Herrick will give you some instructions at the completion of the shearing. This is the last heat in the Bailey sponsored event. Just the 5 shearers this time round. So 71 shearers competed over the...
So just remember, we'll keep an eye on the top 30. The top 30 singlets are available here, please, for our top 30 shearers to pick up now. Just save a wee bit of time later on. They can get themselves organised. Our top 30. Hey, you lost, Cobber.
Obviously no sheep in the pens down the far end.
So there we go.
There's no sheep in that pen, Russell. There's no shearer.
Looking at the leaderboard there, Roland Smith still on top. Not sure if the last heat is in there yet.
Oh, well. Those guys are safe. When you get down to number 25, you're going to start thinking, wow, what's going to happen here?
Ricky Hannah Chase just sitting at...
We have a green light.
Number 30.
The last event on the card here, ladies and gentlemen, for this afternoon, barring the naming of the top 30, and you can pretty much have guessed that by the time the computer screens are finished with us here today. Are we right, Mr. Referee? Thank you, we got the thumbs up. Oh, not quite. All good. Everybody's happy. Marvellous. Timekeeper's right. Judges, competitors, go! Ooh, into the pen for the last time. In the heats, of course, Darren Alexander from Hastings on across where there's plenty of sheep. Was from the Naki. Mark Granger, Tika Woody on number 2, Stuart Connor from England on 3, on number 4, Dylan McGrady from Masterton. And the old Master Diggerbalm down the far end. Just got to keep coming on. There's the old fella down there, the old tour cow flyer, we used to call him. He can still pump him out, and that's for sure. Loves the sport. We do appreciate his efforts of coming to Masterton once again. As we come down over the shoulder, who's it going to be? Is it the Englishman? Is it Granger? Is it Alexander? Is it Balm? McGrady a couple of shots off the pace. Could be Alexander up the front. Is it Mark Granger's pumping hard? Oh, nothing in it between the man with the red and white flag and the Hastings lad up the front here. Mark Granger's Tika Woody. On number 2 down the valley he goes. Diggerbalm pumps into the pen, little short steps. Didn't want to hit his kneecaps on the door as he went past it. A long reach from McGrady as he goes in and pulls it out again. Connor from England steps up the neck. Hey, we've watched these overseas shearers come through here for about 40 odd years to try their luck, or probably even further back. And they've been great company over the time, and they've learned a bit and given us a bit. And of course now we work in unison to get their sheep shorn, and they come and help us get ours. Under the shoulder and down out the flank goes Alexander. But the man from Tika Woody, Mark Granger, says, I've had enough being second fiddle. I need to get on with this one.
Mark Granger opens up the first time leg, and he's the first to do so on sheep number 3. Just the 5 shearers in the seat. He steps through and up the neck. Darren Alexander, Stuart Connor, flick the Bayleys out, stands 1 and 3 respectively. Dylan McGrady is in for sheep number 3, the young man on stand 4. Diggerbalm winds his way up the undermine. Down there on stand number 5. Diggerbalm, of course, he's another shearer that believes the best form of defence is attack. He might have a year or 2 on the rest of the field, but he's a force to be reckoned with still as Diggerbalm. Around into the first front shoulder, but down pours Mark Granger. On fire right now here at the Golden Shears and the Bayleys open grade heats.
We do have a car at the back of the stadium. Needs to be shifted. Not sure of the number at this stage, but it will be backed over if it's not moved. Trucking company needs the space. Could be messy. Here we go, Alexander. Over the shoulder on the last side now. Down and out to the flank. In goes Stuart Connor. Up the top now comes Mark Granger. Dylan McGrady under the shoulder and down to the flank. Diggerbalm steps in now for number 4. Pressure on him, of course. 3 minutes 55 gone. Connor goes down the first off leg. Swooping blows up over the top on these sheep from the Hikarangi. Thanks for cooperating with the car. Around the back of the head now comes Stuart Connor from England. Granger, though, still pumping it down that last side. Working away. Alexander's drifted off the pace a little bit. Diggerbalm starting to wind up. Oh, Connor says, don't count me out. Round the back of the head comes the local lad. McGrady on 4. In goes Granger, though. Score's still looking pretty sharp up there. I mean, low points, that's good points. No points is even better. I mean, you must get something because you got a clock against you. Over the shoulder now comes Darren Alexander. Pump it away. He's going to be in for number 5 shortly. Number 5, a third Sean for Mark Granger. Out comes number 5 for Stuart Connor. Dylan McGrady right there as well going in. Digger Balm's gone in. Ooh, one to go in the pen for some of them.
Fast and furious it is, John. Changes still there for Darren on stand number 1. And changes still for Dylan as well. Last sheep to come out with a fresh handpiece, fresh coma cutter. And out they come. All got sheep number 5 on the board now. Darren Alexander turns into the first hind leg, but he's following Mark Granger. He's following Stuart Connor. He's following Digger Balm. Mark Granger sweeps down over the tail, and another beautifully shorn ewe has hopped out. Mark Granger's pen, shearing very well. 6th and final sheep on the board for Mark Granger. Way down the belly he goes. Means business here at the Golden Shears, as he always does. He's a very competitive shearer. And he's got the ability to go as far as he wants. Just has to lift the head up a wee bit. Oh, and it gives a bit of a kick and wriggle again. Come on, honey. Top knot comes off. And Mark Granger threw it up the neck on his 6th and final sheep. Finishing touches for Stuart Connor and Digger Balm down there. The Englishman on stand number 3. And he pops Digger Balm from the King Country. And he pops stand number 5 back out on the board. Dylan McGrady finishing touches, and he's in for his 6th and final sheep, and so is Darren Alexander, the young fella here on stand number 1. And he's away down the belly. Sheep 6 it is on the board. Final sheep, the pens are empty, the heats are finished. These are the last 5 shearers with a chance to get through into that top 30. Right out onto the back leg for Mark Granger. Another couple of shots, and he'll be looking for the button. Give him a hand. He's had a fantastic shear, this young man. Well done, Mark. And the next to him will be Digger Balm. Like I said, Digger believes in the old best form of defence's attack theory. And he has attacked in the last couple of sheep. Down he paws. Right out onto the back leg for Dig Balm. Another couple of shots, he'll be looking for the cord. Last side time now for Dylan McGrady. Last side as well for Stuart Connor. Well done, Digger. Last side for Darren Alexander, so not a lot between these 3 shearers, but Dylan McGrady just starting to settle into his work as the last sheep goes out the hole. Time clock stopped there on stand number 4. Stuart Connor, the Englishman, on stand number 3. Over the tail, and it goes right there with Darren Alexander. Give him a hand, folks. In fact, give all our shearers a big hand, our open grade shearers and our sponsors, Bayleys Real Estate. Thanks very, very much. So you top 30 shearers, just keep an eye on the board. Our top 30 shearers can come and grab their singlets now, please, at the announcer's desk, just down to the left of the announcer's desk. If you're on that top 30, come and grab your singlet now. So the final score will come up very shortly. They know who they are. They'll be sitting comfortable. Grab their singlet, and then they can be all set for the top 30 tonight. Just remember, folks, if you can give the guys a hand to set up, if you've got a few minutes to spare, don't be shy. Hop down to the pressing floor and see the boys, and they'll give you a couple of wee jobs to do. Just running a wee bit behind time. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for our resident wool handlers, the girls in purple, and our wool stewards, the guys in black. Well done, guys and girls. So, John, that's it till this evening. We will be starting back
6:45.
at 6:45, so the doors will open just prior to that, I guess,
Yeah, that'll be correct.
for the evening session. So, looking forward to tonight's event, the men's wool pressing final, the top 30. So, we will see you back there, bright and bushy, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, for tonight's evening session. Huge thanks to all the competitors that didn't make it into the finals or the next round that competed today. Well done. Massive thanks to all our sponsors and, of course, all our judges. And the people out the back, the people down the front, and everyone else involved. Well done.